Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about procrastination, whether you're a productivity guru, doesn't matter how many books you read, how successful you are. At some point of our life, we have always procrastinated. And this is very ancient. It was even mentioned in history books about procrastination. There are special names that the Greeks gave to procrastinations. And in this video, we're going to touch on how we overcome procrastination. What are some of the ways I personally find it effective to overcome procrastination? Why do we procrastinate? And what are the signs behind procrastination? Because procrastination can get to a point where it's chronic and it really affects our life. So we want to understand it because this is something that we need to manage as we get more and more devices into our life, more and more apps, and it's easier and easier to get distracted. So how do we actually stay focused and stay away from procrastination? And what are some of the tools that are very effective? Let's go. So according to Mel Robbins, we are not procrastinators. So you're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastination. That is the difference. Because if you say I'm a procrastinator, that is like something that you can't change. It's like an identity. But if you say I have the habit of procrastination, according to Mel Robbins, you can therefore use science to overcome that. So say you have a habit of procrastination instead of saying you procrastinate. And changing this habit is not difficult because we have a lot of signs of procrastination. And understand that procrastination is very common. Stop self-blame. Because, for example, if you can choose between doing 30 minutes of exercise in the morning and just going through your social media, Twitter or Facebook, for some of us who are a little bit older, which one would you choose? Your brain will immediately choose the short-term reward because that is less stressful than the long-term reward of exercising 30 minutes and seeing the results in 6 months. This is because our front cortex and also our back part of our brain is made to immediately acknowledge something short-term instead of long-term. So there is a lot of chemicals in our brain that want us to take something short-term because it's immediate and it's rewarding and it's stress relieving. So remember that procrastination is not something that you blame yourself on, but acknowledge it, that it is a habit and that you can actually change it. That is step one. How many of you remember that you have to do a task, you have to make a call to someone important for something, and then you chicken out? You just say, okay, let me take 30 seconds to go through my social media or news channel, and then the next thing you know, 2 or 3 hours have passed. So procrastination can really lead to productivity problem in our life, and avoidance of doing something can really cause chronic problems. But the thing is, some of us have procrastination problem more than others, and we chicken out and we avoid doing a task. I'm for example, I need to scan my bills and my invoices into a file and file them and open up letters, and sometimes I don't do that and I procrastinate. So when you find yourself hesitating to do something, procrastinating and avoiding, this is one technique. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. Give it a try. Is to count to 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start doing that task for just 5 minutes. So you don't have to do it for an hour, 2 hours, just do it for 5 minutes. And according to Mel Robbins and according to science done by a group of data analysts, 80% of us continue doing it, because the problem they found is that it's not the problem of working on that task, but it is the point of fear and avoidance. So once we get started for 5 minutes, we overcome that fear and we continue doing it. So count to 5 and immediately start doing it for 5 minutes. Tell yourself, I will work on this task for 5 minutes. And then you overcome that fear of avoiding it, because you a lot of times for me, I avoided that task because I was thinking that, okay, it's going to be enormous, it's going to be so difficult, it's going to be so boring, it's going to suck my energy away, I'm going to get rejected. So I basically stop. And I can do this for months and years for a task that I need to do. So count to 5 and start doing it for 5 minutes. That is what Mel Robbins recommended. And I find it very effective. Really, literally improve my productivity. The other thing about procrastination is that it is a habit. And if you understand that it is a habit, habits have 3 components. Number 1 is the trigger. And often, according to Mel Robbins, this is a stress. So we are under stress and it triggers us. And then according to her, we break into a pattern that we repeat. For example, I get onto social media, I start reading the news, and then I lose my time. And then the third part is the reward, is that once I read the news or get distracted, it takes the stress away and I feel more comfortable and less stressed out. So these are the 3, the trigger, the stress, the pattern repeating itself, and then the reward. So I end up avoiding the task. So remember, your problem is not working, but the fear and avoidance of working on it. Once you get started for 5 minutes, tell yourself you're going to work on it for 5 minutes. Count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just go and do the task. Don't think about it. Jump on that feeling and get started. And this, according to science, interrupt our front cortex, which is here, I think, and therefore interrupts a pattern. So it interrupts that habit of procrastination. And I personally find it very useful. And according to research, 80% of us continue after that 5 minutes of working because we literally overcome that fear. You know, a lot of times I procrastinate about making a call or calling my friend to say Happy New Year, or doing a task, but after doing it I'm like, why did I procrastinate for so long? It's not even that difficult. But it is that fear and that story that I put into my own brain that repeats itself that makes me procrastinate and avoid that task and go for immediate reward. For example, I could have gone and looked through all my password and then reorganize them, but I said no, okay, I'm just gonna take a 15-minute break and have some ice cream, and then the next thing you know, I've got a next task and I avoided it. So, or you have to back up your iPhone that you didn't back up for a long time. So there are a lot of things that we can do if we tell ourselves we just start for 5 minutes. And the next tool and strategy that you can use is also very useful coming up. The last bit I want to talk about procrastination is a book that I read and it really changed my life. It's 21 actionable tasks that you can do to stop procrastination. It's called Eat That Frog, 21 Ways to Stop Procrastinating and Get More Done by Brian Tracy. So we put off tasks at a later time, and also our present prefers short-term gain over long-term gain. So procrastination is natural. What you should do is you should acknowledge that you're procrastinating and that you have a habit of procrastinating, absorb that, and then start to understand that this is a habit and try to break the habit by counting to 5. And if that doesn't work, read the book called Eat the Frog. Remember when you make New Year's resolution, how many months ago was that, and how much of it is still on track? So try to understand what procrastination is. And last tip before I go is that when I do it with a group of people or have an online community or follow a YouTuber, it's always a lot easier to get things done than if I've done it alone. So if you are working from home, you can watch YouTube and get someone who is talking about a topic that you are passionate about or the task that you're doing, and you feel less alone, or join an online group or an online course where you can make friends and that way I personally find it easier to continue with my tasks and goals than to if I have done it alone. And also, a lot of people forget that to stop procrastination is to also have fun. So always try to have a bit of fun and reward, so that you don't find work so boring and you don't procrastinate that much. Tell me how you overcome your procrastination and how procrastination has affected your life below. And if you like this video, please click subscribe and like. That will really help me make more videos like this, and also to keep you alerted when new videos are coming out. Thank you. Procrastination. We're going to talk about procrastination. That's like my favorite topic. We're going to talk about the science and the books that I read and why I still procrastinate sometimes and how I overcome it. So yeah, exciting topic. I hope this video has helped you to understand the strategies, tools, and reasons for procrastination, and you find it useful. Below are some of the links for the books that I read that helped me procrastination that you can also purchase. And also, if you have any ideas that has really helped you with procrastination, please share below in the comments. I appreciate watching this video. If you like it, just click a subscribe button or click like. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.